Good evening, football fans. In this difficult time of COVID-19, I hope everyone is staying home and staying safe. As you know, football and all other footballing activities are not currently taking place. So, what has taken its place is that the member associations of FIFA have come together to create this inaugural Stay and Play Asian Series Quadrangle Tournament. So before we begin, let me just please allow myself to just say terima kasih, 谢谢, and arigatou gozaimasu to the other teams which are playing together with Singapore, namely Malaysia, Chinese Taipei, and Japan. And a special thank you goes out to the FAS, the Football Association of Singapore, for gathering everyone for this quadrangle tournament, especially with the last minute, I would say, postponement of what was supposed to be in its place, which is the E Nations Stay and Play Cup organized by FIFA. So, enough about that. Let's talk about what we have in store for us. So, each game for each nation there will be two games played, one by a FIFA pro of that nation and also one by a member of the nation's football fraternity. So for Singapore, we will have on the side of the pro FIFA player, we have Amraan from Team Flash, and for the pro player we have Joel Chu. So Joel Chu is from Tampines Rovers. He is also the 2017 Dola Saleh winner, award winner, which is given to the outstanding young player of that year. So we have some capable combatants, should I say, for our side in Singapore. We will be tonight. So the first game of this tournament for Singapore will be against Chinese Taipei. Before this, just prior to this broadcast, Malaysia played against Japan, and our cross causeway neighbors were defeated in both games, with Webb Nazri beating his professional counterpart from Malaysia, Perlis Team Junior, 2 goals to nil. And Shinji Okazaki, you may know him as the EPL winner with Leicester in that incredible year that Leicester had, that fairy tale EPL win. He came back from 2 goals down to beat Safawi Rashid from JDT. The final score for that match was 4-3. It was an exciting match. If you had the chance to catch it on Football Association of Malaysia's website, their Facebook. Yep. So currently, as it stands, Japan is leading the group with 6 points. Points up for offer today if Singapore can beat Chinese Taipei. Chinese Taipei will be represented by Ching-Yu for their pro player, and their professional footballer is Benson Lin. So we're still waiting on the games to begin. The players are still coming in. I apologize for the delay. Such is the way of the digital world that we live in now. Technical difficulties will be part and parcel of it every day. So please check in soon when the actual games start. Till then, just have patience with us. Thank you very much.
Dear Singapore fans, as you know, our national team's World Cup qualifiers for March have been postponed. We are looking forward to playing Palestine tonight and Saudi Arabia next week, but because of the coronavirus situation, this is not possible. So, I want to take this opportunity to send a message to all of you, the fans who have supported me and the team all this while. The decision by FIFA and FC to postpone the game is the right one. Everyone's health and safety is number one priority. Football brings happiness and joy to all of us, but it is not the most important thing now. Since I arrived in Singapore last year, I have felt very welcomed by all of you. I'm very proud when I hear all of you supporting us at the stadium. But now, I ask you to show your support for each other, especially our healthcare workers and all others on the front line. They are our lions. They are our heroes. I believe we can overcome this challenge if we stay united. We are on the same team. We have to follow the necessary measures and precautions so we can be safe for our families and each other. When it is time for us to see each other again at the stadium, I know I can count on your support because we are one strong. Take care and stay safe. 頑張りましょう。Dear Singapore fans, as you know, our national team's World Cup qualifiers for March have been postponed. We are looking forward to playing Palestine tonight and Saudi Arabia next week, but because of the coronavirus situation, this is not possible. So, I want to take this opportunity to send a message to all of you. The fans who have supported me and the team all this while. The decision by FIFA and FC to postpone the game is the right one. Everyone's health and safety is number one priority. Football brings happiness and joy to all of us, but it is not the most important thing now. Since I arrived in Singapore last year, I have felt very welcomed by all of you. I'm very proud when I hear all of you supporting us at the stadium. But now, I ask you to show your support for each other, especially our healthcare workers and all others on the front line. They are our lions. They are our heroes. I believe we can overcome this challenge if we stay united. We are on the same team. We have to follow the necessary measures and precautions so we can be safe for our families and each other. When it is time for us to see each other again at the stadium, I know I can count on your support because we are one strong. Take care and stay safe. 頑張りましょう。
As you can see there, that was a message from Tatsuma Yoshida, who is Singapore's national coach, telling everyone that, wishing everyone that is currently affected by this COVID-19 situation to stay safe, stay strong. As you can see, the motto of the FAS is together we are one strong. So hopefully we will all get through this difficult time together. While we are still having technical difficulties with the teams trying to connect, so let me just run through the format of what's going on here. So again, it is a quadrangle tournament, which means 4 teams will be fighting it out. If nothing else, just for the glory and the title of being the champion of the inaugural Stay and Play Asian Series. Again, for those who've just joined in, Singapore is being joined by 3 other teams, which is Japan, Chinese Taipei, which is our opponents, which are opponents for tonight, and also Malaysia, our cross border rivals. That will be a fantastic match. That will be coming in tomorrow around the same time as this. Each game takes place with 2 different players. There's a pro FIFA player on one side, and then there's also a member of the footballing fraternity. The biggest name in this tournament, I think I would say it's fair to say, comes from Japan, and their representative on the pro footballer side is Shinji Okazaki. He was a key member of Leicester's title-winning squad when they had that fairy tale season, winning the EPL. I think it's fair to say it's as dark horses. They came out of nowhere to win the title. Fair play to them. Congratulations. And congratulations to Shinji Okazaki. Speaking of Shinji Okazaki, he beat his pro football compatriot Safawi Rashid from JDT 4-3 in the match played prior to this broadcast. It was a fantastic, exciting match, coming from 2 goals down to claw back a 4-3 victory. Japan also took the series played via their 2 pro players. Webb Nasri took the victory against Perlis Team Junior by 2-0, so which stands that Japan is currently top. Singapore definitely has the opportunity to get some points on the board today with our games against Chinese Taipei. So I hope everyone who is tuning in will, while physically we can't be with our boys who are competing today, we hope we are one strong in spirit, and we send them all the good vibes that we can from our homes, and give them the support through the airwaves and through the internet, and hope that it helps them to bring to victory. The tournament will be played on the FIFA 20 platform. It will be on the online seasons friendlies mode. It's called a 85 rating game mode. So it doesn't matter what team you pick. You could pick Barcelona, you could pick Luton Town. Any team in the game will be evened out. All players will be rated 85, and all skill moves and weak foot, I believe, will be reduced to from whatever they were, or increased from whatever they were, to 3 stars each. So as you can tell, regardless of what team is chosen, it is an absolutely fair match, and it's definitely down to the abilities of the individual players to eke out a victory against their opponents. No team is an advantaged or disadvantaged by the rating of the team itself in the game. So let's. I'm truly excited. I'm sure all of you are, and we're all getting a little bit antsy, waiting for the stream to start. So let's hope the stream starts soon. Fingers crossed. I want to commentate it too. I want to watch them play, and I want to cheer our boys in red and white on, and hopefully we can get that 2 victories to catch up with Japan at the top of the table. So bear with me. Give us a few more minutes. I promise you we'll be there. All right. Thank you, guys.
Today, as we face these trying times,
we urge all of you to stay home
And to stay safe.
Let's all do our part.
To be socially responsible
and protect our loved ones.
to our healthcare workers,
All other frontline heroes.
And everyone in essential services.
we would like to see.
Thank you for your bravery and courage.
We are all in this together.
Let's unite and win this fight.
Because we are one team,
One strong,
And one Singapore.
Okay, thank you everyone for your patience. We finally managed to get everything sorted out. So the matches are about to start. Let me just remind you what the first match is. It is Singapore versus Chinese Taipei. Chinese Taipei's representative is Ching-Yu, and Singapore's representative is Team Flash's Amraan. So I think we should be able to get a video feed of the match coming up right now. There we go, fantastic. On screen right now, we saw a moment there, a quick glimpse of our other representative, Joe Chu there, probably getting ready, maybe reading up on some tactics last minute before he gets into his game. And his game will be against Benson Lin, the second game of the series. Amraan is a well-known name around here. If you follow the FIFA esports scene, he has been around for a very long time, especially well-known when it comes to FIFA's FIFA Online 3, where he came in champion in several tournaments, including the big one. I think it's the EA Spring Champions in 2018 that netted him a hefty prize pool. So he's also among one of Singapore's most decorated and I would say well-paid professional esports athletes. So might still be. Yeah, we are there, I think. This is the stream coming in from Amraan. Right below me in the cast, you can see Amraan there, very focused. He's already waiting for his opponent. He should be getting his challenger in soon. Fingers crossed. Amraan looks well ready. I believe the only hang-up is waiting for the opponent, Ching-Yu from Chinese Taipei. Some connection issues. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but those of you who do play FIFA 20 online, you definitely know how this feels. Connection issues, nothing new, especially when we're trying to connect across several different countries. I know the internet makes the world smaller, but sometimes internet still messes with us. Once again, thank you to the Football Association, the various football associations, the member associations of FIFA coming together to make this tournament, this quadrangle tournament, a reality. Japan, Malaysia, Singapore, and Chinese Taipei, who are today's opponents for Singapore. Looks like still not quite there yet for our Chinese Taipei opponents. So just in case you don't know or you're not a real follower of the football, each win counts as 3 points. If the game goes to a draw at the end, it's 1 point each for each competitor, and of course a loss counts as no points. It will be played over 90 in-game minutes with whatever added time is added on to the back of the halves. But there will be no extra time and there will be no penalties, even if after the 90 minutes, I again say it is a draw. In the event of everything being equal at the end of the quadrangle tournament, the following will be used to. Are we finally getting there? Yes, it looks like we might actually be in the game. Thank the heavens, it is actually starting. All right. It looks like Chinese Taipei has selected Liverpool, or is he changing his mind? Amraan, I believe, is choosing Chelsea. As you can see there, attack, midfield, and defense, all of them are rated 85, and that's because this is the 85 rated friendly mode where all the players' ratings are standardized at 85. So there's no advantage or disadvantage to any particular team, no matter what team you pick. But of course, I guess you would pick the team that you enjoy playing the most. And I guess when it comes to Amraan, that would be Chelsea. So, while I will try my best, my very level best, to be impartial when I'm calling the game, clearly you know and I know which side of the coin I want to win. And that obviously is our local boys, Singapore. Alright, it seems that it is PSG versus Chelsea. We're going into team management. This is the key part actually of the gameplay, because every play is about the same. It is all about picking the formations and the tactics that you are most familiar with as a player. So let's see if they change up anything from the basic. Chelsea, as you know, will play 4-2-3-1 narrow. Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Jorginho at the base of that midfield, with Cullen Hudson-Odoi on the left, Pedro in the middle, which is unusual slightly. Pedro, you do normally see him as a number 10, and Willian on the right. I think there might be some changes coming in here. Let's see what Amraan decides to go with. So I guess not much of a change. Batshuayi plays up front. Batshuayi in real life, you know, it's not having the best time at Chelsea, but in this game he is truly big, fast, tall. He has all the attributes needed for a FIFA 20 striker. Azpilicueta plays on the left despite being naturally right-footed. Rudiger and Zuma take their place in the centre of defence. Reece James, the young Chelsea academy prospect, plays on the right-hand side. He is big, strong and fast. I mean, again, naturally not at all it matters, because 85 is the rating that all of them have. But, you know, probably that's one of his favourite players. And Kepa Arrizabalaga takes his place in the goal. A little bit of warm-up there for Amraan, getting his fingers limbered up for his match against Chinese Taipei's Ching-Yu. Once he is ready and his opponent is ready, we should be going out from this training menu, and we should be getting into the game proper. I do sincerely hope that in the game he does better than what he's doing here, but I guess he's just messing about, isn't he, Amraan? Alright. We are live. It is the game. Singapore versus Chinese Taipei. Amraan Gani for Singapore. Ching-Yu for Chinese Taipei. Ching-Yu playing as PSG, and Amraan Gani of Singapore playing as Chelsea. We are on the way.
An arena we've got here, perfectly suited to football, and two very noisy sets of fans.
So far, keeping the ball seems to be the name of the game for Amraan. He's looking, probing for an opening. So far, nothing much is happening. Played down the right to Willian. Willian, does he cross? He doesn't. Takes perhaps a little bit too long there to play the ball into the 6-yard box. And the ball now is taken away by his opponent from Chinese Taipei, Ching-Yu. He finds a nice through pass, but cut out there by the long legs of Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Bringing the ball down the side. Batshuayi now bringing the ball in. He finds Pedro. Pedro, naturally, as I said, not a number 10, but playing his part there, getting the ball in. Batshuayi plays it to the 6-yard box. Willian could not get a touch to put it into the goal. It is now back. Does Amraan get the ball back? He does indeed. Plays down the wide right. Willian, does he cross? He turns. It's a bit of a lag there. Dragged back beautifully there. Silky moves there by Jorginho, trying to make space for his pass. Wasteful pass there by Ruben Loftus-Cheek, giving the ball back to the Chinese Taipei player. Ching-Yu now, what can he do? He has the ball, but he's deep into his own half. Plays the ball down the wing. Reece James there in the way. Free there, Reece James down the wing. Reece James releases Willian. Willian has acres of space. Does he cut it in? He does cut it in. Pedro takes a shot. No, he doesn't. Too long. The defender, central defender there, takes the ball away. Verratti now with the ball for Chinese Taipei. Draxler surrounded by 4 men. He has nowhere to go. Verratti again, the metronome, the Italian metronome. Small in size, huge in stature in the game. It's a pause there taken by, I believe, the Chinese Taipei player. Maybe he decides to change things up. Does Amraan take this opportunity to change anything up himself? He does not. I think he is confident in his abilities and his tactics at the moment. He's just waiting on his opponent to decide what to do. Amraan's taking a deep breath, probably collecting his nerves. Looks like whatever changes need to be changed have been made. Probably tactics-wise, because I don't see anyone being subbed off just as yet.
Now
Jorginho there. Chelsea's own Italian metronome in the middle of the park. Beautiful pass there, Jorginho. Finds Batshuayi. Batshuayi has no support. He needs to turn and find someone. Goes back to Jorginho. Again, that wing play going down the right. Willian back to Batshuayi. Batshuayi. Bad control there, but Batshuayi gives the ball away. Will this spur counter-attack by Chinese Taipei? Angel Di Maria takes the ball. Mounier, the Belgian there. Big, giant Belgian right back for PSG. So far, it's been a pretty tepid affair. No one seems to have gotten a very good clear-cut chance as yet. Seems to be a lot of... it's a war of attrition there in the midfield. But as I say this, Chinese Taipei seems to have found an opening. Chinese Taipei attacking the box there. With Verratti gets the ball back. Verratti gets the ball stolen away. Pedro, can he use his lightning pace? That was, I think, a bad choice of pass. Trying to make an angle which wasn't there. Giving the ball away in the middle of the park.
it's a back heel, easy on the eye, but rather easy for the opposition.
Batshuayi down to Willian. Willian has space to run. Does he go for the cross? He doesn't. He tries to lay one into the feet of Batshuayi, but it was easily collected there by Keylor Navas. Willian gets the ball back. Everything seems to be going through Willian on that right side so far for Chelsea. Through pass, beautiful there to Batshuayi. Batshuayi forces Keylor Navas into a save. Short corner, I believe. Yes, indeed it is. Pedro, does he go around his player? He does. Drag back, fancy. Not quite effective, but sure is fancy looking. Zuma, I'm sure Zuma won't take a shot from here. Batshuayi. Pedro going down that right side. Normally the domain of Willian. Ooh, Pedro there showing his typical tenacity. Great pass in to Batshuayi. Batshuayi gets himself tangled in with Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva is adjudged to have given away a penalty. It is the first chance, clear-cut chance for Singapore. Can Amraan bury this? Can he put Singapore in the lead? He does indeed. Fantastic, cool, calm, composed finish there by Amraan, putting the ball into the bottom right. Jorginho. Italian masterclass so far. 1-0. Jorginho puts Chelsea in the lead. Singapore is in the lead against Chinese Taipei. Chinese Taipei is hurt now. So far, the Lions have been all over them. The Lions, both of Chelsea. And I now understand why Amraan has selected Chelsea with both Lions. Aha! I see it now, Amraan. I see right through what your intentions were. Let's see if Amraan can get the second goal. There's space. Ooh, a little bit too long waited there. The defender got wary and wise of what he was trying to do. Switch the ball all the way from Mounier to Lanvin Kozawa. Levan Kozawa with the ball, plays it down the left side. Draxler, can he hold off James? No, James, that stocky frame of his manages to get in the way and take the ball. He has a throw in now. Who does he find? He finds Jorginho again. Most of the good work by Chelsea going through Jorginho's feet.
Here's Antonio Rudiger.
Aspi there playing on the unfamiliar left side. He is, as we know, naturally right-footed, but he does the job anywhere. Fantastic cross there by Amraan. Oh, he forces the save with a header from Willian. That was unfortunate. Really, truly unfortunate. That should have been a goal, I think. It was straightforward, right in the middle of the goal by Willian, but he chose to hit it right straight. And there Keylor Navas was with his big frame, manages to turn it away. Chinese Taipei is time for a quick counter-attack. It is not. Ruben Loftus-Cheek now finds Callum Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi tries to wiggle his way around his defender but does not get past him. Heel-to-heel flick there. Nothing doing. The big Frenchman, Kurt Zouma, is there. Reece James, does he play it down the line? He tries to, but unfortunately it didn't come off. Jorginho now. 2 minutes of added time. Can Singapore get one more? Give us a buffer of a lead before the halftime. Looks like it's not going to happen. Let's at least hope that it's not a quick counter-attack to make it 1-1. At halftime, Singapore is leading 1-0. The Lions in blue put the Lions in red, 1-0 up at halftime. Hopefully this will continue into the second half. There is no pause for breath. We are straight into the second half. From left to right in white is PSG, played by Ching-Yu of Chinese Taipei. And from right to left in the blue of the Chelsea kit is Amraan Gani of Singapore. Beautiful tackle there by Cullen Hudson-Odoi. Not usually known for his defense, but he does well there. There is space. No one seems to be pressuring the players from the Chelsea team. Beautiful over-the-top ball to Azpilicueta. Beautiful pass in. That was offside. One pass too many. Unfortunately, 1 foot was already offside there by Pedro before the ball was played, and that chance goes a begging. Idrissa Gana Gueye to the Argentinian Angel Di Maria, dispossessed in the middle of the field there. Hudson-Odoi has space to run. That was a poor pass. Pedro plays it in to Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek lays it on back to Pedro. 1-2, beautiful. Well worked there. Will this be another 1-2? Amraan tries another 1-2, goes to the byline, tries to get it back into the 6-yard box for the awaiting Michy Batshuayi, but unfortunately the ball has already crossed the line for a goal kick. So far, that one goal scored by Singapore, that penalty that was given away by Thiago Silva has been the difference and still proves to be the difference between Singapore and Chinese Taipei. But let's not get let's not count our chickens before they're hatched. This is FIFA. Anything can happen in just a split second. So far, though, Singapore seems to have the lion's share of the possession and using it well so far. Cullen Hudson-Odoi, he finds space. Pedro brings it in. Back to Pedro. Pedro has space to shoot. He does not have the angle to shoot, though. Oh, he's tried to bulldoze his way through there, Cullen Hudson-Odoi. Chelsea scrambling back. No, they seem composed. Azpilicueta, he's out of position, but he does get the ball back. Batshuayi has too much company there from the central defenders. Cullen Hudson-Odoi goes round his defender, cuts it back to the 18-yard box to an awaiting teammate. Oh, tried the slide rule pass there into Batshuayi's feet, but the defender was wise to it. So far, there's a lot of squandering of possession by the Singapore team. They have a lot of it, but they're wasting a lot of it. Will this be one shot, one goal for Chinese Taipei? He tries to dance his way around the defender, but somehow only manages to dance his way right past the line. Taking his time there, Amraan. He's trying to figure out what's the best course of action from this goal kick. Does he get away with it? He does. Thankfully, he does. Almost gave the ball away from a goal kick, and we know giving the ball away from a goal kick can be deadly for the counter-attack. Azpilicueta on his left foot. Ruben Loftus-Cheek goes back to Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi has two men for company. Azpilicueta manages to wriggle his way past his defender. Tries to get the ball in. Ooh, the teammate came, but he could not get there in time. It seems like a good chance for a counter-attack here by PSG. Chinese Taipei, does he put it down the line? He does. The winger does get there. Angel Di Maria. Angel Di Maria is exhausted at this point. Oh, beautiful so far. Left stick dribbling there. Nothing fancy, just manages to use the agility of the player to wriggle his way around, to dance his way through. Fantastic crossfield ball here. Hudson-Odoi, he has the pace, but so does the defender. Remember, they are all 85 rated, so the pace is 1 for 1. So far, frankly, Chinese Taipei has not carved out much of a presence in front of goal. Having said that, they do have possession of the ball right now and they are giving themselves a chance. Singapore really does need to get the second goal to give some sort of breathing space, some sort of breathing room. Nice through pass, but unfortunately Willian could not get there in time. Willian tried his absolute darndest best to latch onto that ball, but just too fast and too far ahead of him. As we go into the last 10 minutes, it still stands 1-0 in favour of Chelsea, being played by Amraan Gani of Team Flash from Singapore.
It is Chelsea's match for the taking. And they would deserve a win, but they can't afford any lapses in these late stages of the game.
Is this an opportunity for Chinese Taipei?
And that tackle has got it in the ball.
Great tackle there, gets the ball back. But the ball is still within the 18-yard box of Singapore. Ooh, that was not a good pass. Straight into the feet and gives possession away to his opponent. It's not a good place to let the ball get free.
We're down now to the last 6 minutes.
6 minutes is left on the clock with whatever extra time or added time, might I say, added on. This is the time, as the famous Sir Alex Ferguson once said, this is truly squeaky bum time. Can Singapore hold on to that one goal lead that they've been given by that penalty award and slotted in by Jorginho? Ooh, that was dangerous play there, trying to do something too fancy within his own penalty area, but luckily gets away with it because it is a throw-in. Azpilicueta tries to lob the ball through to Cullen Hudson-Odoi. Very tepid affair so far, nothing doing in terms of skill moves and such, insofar as I see, but the most important statistic right now is the fact that it is 1-0 and Singapore does indeed take the first game against Chinese Taipei. Amraan Gani defeats Ching-Yu 1-0. I think Ching-Yu will feel a little hard done by because the goal came from a penalty. Whether the penalty was deserved or not, I'm very sure that the AI knows exactly that it was a foul and gave it. So, as we can see, the first game, while it wasn't the barnstormer, most exciting game, I think ultimately the most important thing is 3 points on the board for Singapore, thanks to Amraan Gani of Team Flash. Ching-Yu better luck next time. It was a good contest. Like I said, you could feel a little hard done by the fact that it was a penalty. It was a little unfortunate. Stuck out the leg with Thiago Silva, caught Michy Batshuayi, felling him, and yep, Jorginho stepped up to the plate, cool as ice as he always is, even in real life, just slots it into the bottom corner. 1-0 Singapore, 3 points on the board. Japan, we're coming for you. Next game, we have Joel Chu of Tampines Rovers. Those of you who follow the Singapore Premier League might be familiar with him. He is a young up-and-comer. Like I said, he won the Dola Saleh Award in 2017, awarded to the best young player, adjudged to be the best young player of that year. So in a few minutes, I think we will be seeing him in action versus Benson Lin. Benson Lin is the representative, the national team player, I believe, of Chinese Taipei. So it is a national team player versus national team player. So let's see. Now we've seen the pros in action, FIFA pros in action. Now let's see how the pro footballers get on with the game. It's should be a very interesting thing because I don't think this is their day job. So let's see how they do. In the meantime, I think it's time for us to take a break while I have a drink. You know, got to keep yourself hydrated in this COVID-19 times. I'll see you in a bit. Thank you.
Today, as we face these trying times,
we urge all of you
to stay home
and to stay safe.
Let's all do our part.
To be socially responsible
and protect our loved ones.
To our healthcare workers,
all other frontline heroes,
And everyone in essential services.
we would like to see.
Thank you for your bravery and courage.
We are all in this together.
Let's unite and win this fight.
Because we are one team,
One strong.
And one Singapore.
Dear Singapore fans, as you know, our national team's World Cup qualifiers for March have been postponed. We are looking forward to playing Palestine tonight and Saudi Arabia next week, but because of the coronavirus situation, this is not possible. So, I want to take this opportunity to send a message to all of you, the fans who have supported me and the team all this while. The decision by FIFA and FC to postpone the game is the right one. Everyone's health and safety is #1 priority. Football brings happiness and joy to all of us, but it is not the most important thing now. Since I arrived in Singapore last year, I have felt very welcome by all of you. I'm very proud when I hear all of you supporting us at the stadium. But now, I ask you to show your support for each other, especially our healthcare workers and all others on the front line. They are our lions. They are our heroes. I believe we can overcome this challenge if we stay united. We are on the same team. We have to follow the necessary measures and precautions so we can be safe for our families and each other. When it is time for us to see each other again at the stadium, I know I can count on your support because we are one strong. Take care and stay safe. 頑張りましょう。
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, everyone, and welcome to those who just have joined us. You missed the cracker of our first match, especially since the fact that Singapore did win it 1-0 goal by Jorginho for Amraan Gani. Their penalty, albeit, but a win is a win, and we have 3 points on the board, and that truly does make me happy. It puts a smile on my face. The second game will be Joe Chu, the Tampines Rovers midfielder. Very young lad, about 20 years old. He will be up against Benson Lin from Chinese Taipei. The second match will take place pretty soon. So again, let me just reiterate the fact that Joe Chu is from Tampines Rovers. He is the recipient of the Dola Saleh Award for Best Young Player in 2017, I believe. Yes, 2017. For those who've just joined us and have no idea what's going on, this is the Stay and Play Asian Series 2020. It's the inaugural event, in the wake of the cancellation of the slated FIFA E-Nations Stay and Play Cup. We now instead have the Stay and Play Asian Series. For members of the of FIFA, FIFA member associations, and also members of the AFC, Chinese Taipei, Singapore, Japan, and the much awaited, I'm sure, the match tomorrow, which will be the match tomorrow, is our cross border rivals, cross causeway rivals, Malaysia. I'm sure that one will be a very fiery one, and I'm sure everyone will be very excited to tune in to watch that one tomorrow. That should be coming at about the same time as the stream was today, at about 8:20. Again, those of you who have been here since the start, I thank you for your patience, and I apologize again for the early technical problems. But here we are. We are casting, and we are awaiting the teams to start. Just a reminder, those of you who who are feeling the pain of this circuit breaker, and with the announcement of the extra 1 month of circuit breaker, gaming is a good way to take your mind off it, especially if you want to escape from the real world a little bit. And one of my favorite games to do so is of course FIFA 20, because footballing activities all over the world have ceased. There's nothing to watch other than, of course, replays of old matches. So once in a while I like to think of myself as a professional player, imagine myself on the field running around. So staying at home, staying safe, as our national team coach there, Tatsuma Yoshida, has mentioned, is the best way to help ourselves through this time. And as Singaporeans going through this, we are all going through this together. We are one strong, so let's all stay safe, stay at home, and hopefully we'll get through this sooner rather than later. Yeah. So hashtag SG United. We are all united as one. And thank you for Football Association of Singapore for bringing us this opportunity to have some friendly matches, some entertainment, to take the sting out of and the boredom out of just staying at home. So hopefully our second match with the Chinese Taipei player will come up soon. Zhou Chu will be up against Benson Lin of Chinese Taipei. Let's see if we don't have it yet, don't worry. Yeah, I think this is a good opportune time. Speaking about staying at home and staying safe, the football fraternity in Singapore has come up with a special message for everyone. So please enjoy.
Today, as we face these trying times,
we urge all of you
To stay home
And to stay safe.
Let's all do our part.
To be socially responsible
and protect our loved ones.
to our healthcare workers,
all other frontline heroes,
And everyone in essential services.
we would like to see.
Thank you for your bravery and courage.
We are all in this together.
Let's unite and win this fight.
because we are one team.
One strong.
And one Singapore.
All right, thank you so much there from the football fraternity to everyone in Singapore. Again, we are one strong, footballers or not, related to football or not. There is something that might be interesting that might be around the corner in terms of esports and FIFA coming around for all you Singaporeans. I know those of you who support the SPL must be really feeling the hurt because the SPL can't run right now because of the COVID-19 situation. But FAS might have something up their sleeves. If they're going to show you on screen, maybe if they do, might be a teaser of something.
We don't have it.
Ah, okay, I've gotten word they don't have the teaser, but yeah. So as you might know, in Europe there's a league tournament which involves all the teams sending representatives, their esports representatives, to represent them in a league. So not gonna say too much, not gonna reveal too much, but something like that might be around the corner for Singapore. So let's hope, for those of you who prefer the virtual football rather than the real life football, I question, because, how can you like virtual football without liking real football, right? But for those who are more fans of virtual football, that might be something for you to look forward to. Just as we are looking forward to the upcoming match, Singapore versus Chinese Taipei. Singapore already has 3 points on the board. We are currently second, but knowing us, Singaporeans' mentality, second is not good enough. So we're chasing first place, and what we need to do right now, because we only have a +1 goal difference. Japan currently has a +3 goal difference. So if Joju can somehow eke out a 2-0 victory, we might 3-0 victory actually, because goals scored count for quite a lot as well. So if he gets a 3-0 victory against his opponent today, Benson Lin, we would be first at least. It would be nice, a nice piece of good news after all the I won't say bad, but a bit unfortunate news we've been having with our situation with the rising numbers and all that, and the extension of the circuit breaker measures. Those of you who are affected greatly by the circuit breaker measures, I urge you to stay strong, one strong, SG United. Those of you who are frontline workers, there are no words for me to express my thanks and my gratitude, and I'm sure everyone is thankful for all your hard work and all your sacrifice in these times. Anyone else who's currently desperately trying their best to help out the situation, thank you again. FAS on its part is just doing its darndest to keep us entertained, to keep football on the menu of the Singapore viewership. We Singaporeans love football, and without football for such a long time, it's difficult. So let's enjoy some virtual football while we have it. Yeah. So Chinese Taipei, it looks like Chinese Taipei, the player has come in. I believe so. I think Jochu is also ready. We might be cutting to the feet soon, and we will see game 2 of this Singapore versus Chinese Taipei matchup. The first game, for those of you who missed it, 1-0 to Singapore. Penalty by Jorginho scored there. Amraan Gani takes the victory 1-0 against Ching-Yu. So waiting details of whether we can actually go to the match now. Okay, word from the producer is that it's a little bit longer. So yeah, I guess why don't we watch the video of the messages again? So just to remind those who just arrived.
Today, as we face these trying times,
we urge all of you
to stay home
and to stay safe.
Let's all do our part.
To be socially responsible
and protect our loved ones.
To our healthcare workers,
all other frontline heroes,
And everyone in essential services.
we would like to see.
Thank you for your bravery and courage.
We are all in this together.
Let's unite and win this fight.
Because we are one team,
One strong.
And one Singapore.
Dear Singapore fans, as you know, our national team's World Cup qualifiers for March have been postponed. We are looking forward to playing Palestine tonight and Saudi Arabia next week, but because of the coronavirus situation, this is not possible. So, I want to take this opportunity to send a message to all of you, the fans who have supported me and the team all this while. The decision by FIFA and FC to postpone the game is the right one. Everyone's health and safety is #1 priority. Football brings happiness and joy to all of us, but it is not the most important thing now. Since I arrived in Singapore last year, I have felt very welcomed by all of you. I'm very proud when I hear all of you supporting us at the stadium. But now, I ask you to show your support for each other, especially our healthcare workers and all others on the front line. They are our lions. They are our heroes. I believe we can overcome this challenge if we stay united. We are on the same team. We have to follow the necessary measures and precautions so we can be safe for our families and each other. When it is time for us to see each other again at the stadium, I know I can count on your support because we are one strong. Take care and stay safe. 頑張りましょう。
So technical issues are still not being still resolved. I should say. Thank you for your kind understanding and patience once again. We desperately are trying to get things up. Please do also give us the benefit of the doubt, simply because this tournament was pulled together at the very last minute. It's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. Uh, but we are indeed trying our best with whatever technical issues that are being faced right now. So if you are watching and you have enjoyed the first match and have enjoyed spending this time with me speaking to you, do tune in tomorrow. Hopefully, by the second day, we have all our technical issues ironed out properly, so it will be a much smoother experience. But if you're still here and still anticipating the second match, Zhou Chu will be up against Benson Lin of Chinese Taipei. Zhou Chu, our local representative, our local boy, local lion. Where's the lion? There we go. Yeah. He has represented Singapore in the various youth levels, and is slated soon, I guess, to make it into Tatsuma Yoshida's senior lion squad. Let me just run you through the representatives of the different nations. So let's go through it alphabetically, starting with Chinese Taipei. I hope I remember my alphabet so I get this correct. Chinese Taipei, on the professional player side is Chin-Yu, and representing them for their football fraternity is the pro player Benson Lin. For Japan, it is Web Nasri. That's his handle. That clearly isn't his real name. Let me pull up his real name for you for a moment. What is his real name? His real name is Taichi Aoki. Okay, but he likes to go by Web Nasri. I think he might be a Sami Nasri fan because not many other Nasris that I know the famous in terms of football. Could be someone else, maybe it's just another reference that I don't understand. But as it stands, Web Nasri, yes, that's the pro player from Japan. And no disrespect to anyone else, the biggest name I think that is taking part right now in this Stay and Play Asian Series Quadrangle 2020 is Shinji Okazaki. Many of you who follow the EPL, and I'm sure there are many of you here in Singapore, will know the name undoubtedly of Shinji Okazaki. He integral player in Leicester City's fairy tale win in the EPL. He scored many important goals, and now he plays for I believe SD Huesca in the second division of the Spanish football pyramid. Yeah. He's ostensibly a striker, although he does play a lot of his football as a false nine and sometimes also on the wing. He does need no more introduction, I guess. I could go on and on about his achievements. Oh, I must add though, he is also the all-time leading scorer of the Japanese national team. So that is something that's pretty impressive, I would say. What comes next after Malaysia? Yes, it's with Malaysia, yes, alphabetically. My goodness, I've actually forgotten all my alphabet. For Malaysia, right, on the side of the pro players, it is Perlis Team Junior. He's a player that I have very intimate knowledge of. He started playing, or as what I know him from is FIFA's massively multiplayer online game, which is FIFA Online 3. He was a great player on FIFA Online 3. He was one of the best, if not arguably the best at one time in Malaysian FIFA Online 3, the scene. He was known for his trickery in that game, and he has taken that ability and he has translated it well, winning the Malaysian qualifiers to be the representative for this tournament. If I'm not mistaken, he beat 255 others. Yeah, there are 256 players, so he did beat 255 other competitors to come out as Malaysia's representative. And on their pro footballer side is also someone that is not very foreign to those who do follow our closest neighbors leagues as well. He is a Malaysian international and Malaysian international striker, and one of the most exciting up and coming Malaysian players is Safawi Rashid. Safawi Rashid also is a very avid football FIFA player. He has his own Twitch channel, which sometimes he does stream on. I think he did stream his match previously on his Twitch channel. Unfortunately, Safawi did give away a two-goal lead to go down 4-3 against Shinji Okazaki just now. It was an exciting match, but unfortunately he was on the end of an epic comeback by Okazaki. And last but not least, alphabetically we are last, but currently we are doing pretty well with our first win. Is Amraan from Team Flash, is a local professional FIFA player. Yeah, he's a professional esports player. Amraan in Team Flash. He has represented Singapore with glory. He has taken Singapore to, I believe it was the E-Nations Cup, together with Joseph Zarates Yo, another good friend of mine. And he has also, I think, together again with Zarates and another Chinese player, I'm not even, the name escapes me at the moment. They were champions of the EA Spring Champions Cup 2018. Yeah, that was a big one. I think that was the biggest win of his career. That was, I think, his share of the prize money was almost 40,000 Singapore dollars. So he is very decorated and very handsomely rewarded for his achievements in the field of FIFA playing. He is also a name that most FIFA Online 3 and now FIFA Online 4 players will know, because he is a perennial threat at the top when you look at the best players of that game. And last but not least is our local pro, Joel Chu. Joel Chu plays for Tampines Rovers, the Stags. If you follow the Singapore Premier League, you will know the Stags. A couple of stats I think I've pulled up for Joel Chu. I think so far, before the season was suspended, Joel made 14 appearances in the league and 3 appearances in the Singapore Cup, and I think, if the stats are not mistaken, he's got 2 goals, which is a pretty tidy return, especially when one considers him as he's not a striker. I guess if it was a striker, that wouldn't be such a great return. But he is, after all, a midfielder. And 2 goals from 17 matches is not bad, considering not all of them were starts, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Yeah, so Joe Chu is slated to play right now against the Chinese Taipei opponents, who is Benson Lin. Right, Benson Lin, I think, represents Chinese Taipei. So both of them are professional players for their respective nations, and therefore it will be interesting because they are not actually football FIFA pros. So let's see if they're any good. I'm not particularly sure. I've never seen them play, but some of them are quite good. I did watch Safawi versus Shinji Okazaki, and they were surprisingly good. All right, so as we stand right now, again, Japan is in the lead because Japan took both games against Malaysia. 2-0 against Perales Team Junior. Web Nasri prevailed. And again, as I mentioned previously, 4-3 for Shinji Okazaki over Safawi Rashid. Just a reminder to everyone again. Yep.
You can talk about your own background.
Okay, the producers are saying, maybe you're wondering who in the world is this person speaking to you, and why is he there? So yeah, by the way, those of you who don't know me, my name is Muiz. That's my real name. I don't go by any fancy other names as some casters do. I just use my own name. It's weird enough as it is. I used to commentate for FIFA Online 3 now, and some FIFA matches. Done some big tournaments. But I'm very happy right now because this is the first time that I'm getting to do it on a scale of, well, one, internationally, and secondly, it is for the pride of our country. So it is something really truly special, and I'm very happy to be given the opportunity to do so by the FAS, the Singapore Football Association of Singapore, who managed to gather the resources and managed to pull together the 4 teams to take part in this quadrangle. The technical issues look like they are mighty strong and difficult to fix at the moment. I'm sure we'll get there soon, but just hang in there, Singapore. You know, we're a resilient bunch. We're gonna get there. We're finally gonna get this stream up and running, and finally we can get that 3 points. I'm sure of it. We can get there. You know, don't want to be too one-sided, too partial towards one side. You know, because as a commentator, it's supposed to be as impartial as possible. But you know, you gotta look deep down. Who do you want to win? Of course, the Lions, man. All right, so well, you know, gonna leave you. You know, we're gonna keep you on hold for a couple more moments while we try and fix this issue. We're desperately sorry, desperately sorry. We want to get this to you as soon as possible, and we'll try our best. We'll be back in just a short moment. Or maybe not. I guess they are. Everyone's all hands on deck. Yes, Mr. Producer, please go ahead.
Bro. It's like watching a film and you already know the ending. See me, I think too much. Tried to keep it short and sweet, but I say too much. Now she wanna go back and forth, she wanna play two touches, back to square one. Both said things that shouldn't have been said. Pain fam, cause it's the same old story. Same old questions, what's your body count? Who are you linking before me? And I hope she don't ask me back, cause my life like an episode of Maury. I had the perfect picture, it was all laid out for me. But I feel like I'm in love. Same old questions, what's your body count? Who are you linking before me? And I hope she don't ask me back, cause my life like an episode of Maury. Said she loved me cause I weren't like the rest. I rock and roll, I don't like the stress. Now the friendship's based questions, what's your body count? Who are you linking before me? And I hope she don't ask me back, cause my life like an episode of Maury. I had the perfect picture, it was all laid out for me. But I feel like I'm in love with the pain fam. Before me, and I hope she don't ask me back, cause my life like an episode of Maury.